states established copyright laws. American poet, essayist, and journalist Walt Whitman, whose verse collection Leaves of Grass, that was published in 1855, is a landmark in American literature, was born on Long Island, New York. Considered one of the worst national disasters in American history, a flood ravaged Johnstown, Pennsylvania, causing more than 2,200 deaths. The South African War, or Boer War, came to a close with the signing of the Peace of Vereeniging. Louis Botha formed the first government of the Union of South Africa. The Battle of Juthland, an encounter between British and German naval fleets in World War I, began. The Tuzla race massacre began in Oklahoma as mobs of both African Americans and whites descended on the courthouse, where a black man who was accused of assaulting a white man was being held. In the ensuing violence, Tuzla, a prosperous black neighborhood of Greenwood, was destroyed, and many as 300 people were killed, mostly African Americans. American gridiron football player Joe Namath, who was one of the game's best passers and culture sports icon in the 1960s, was born in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. The State of Israel hanged German official Adolf Eichmann, who had escaped from a prison camp in 1946 and spent some 14 years in hiding for his part in the Nazi extermination of Jews during World War II. The transatlantic pipeline was connected to the oil fields of Prudhoe Bay in northern Alaska with the harbor of Valdez. 800 miles or 1,300 kilometers to the south was completed. It was publicly revealed that former FBI official Mark Felt was Deep Throat, the anonymous informant at the center of the Watergate scandal that involved U.S. President Richard Nixon's administration. Zimbabwe's Army Chief of Staff says that it is the duty of members of the country's armed forces to vote for President Robert Mugabe in the upcoming runoff presidential election. Melvin Dean, the last known person to have survived the sinking of the Titanic in 1912, passed away in Southampton, England. She was 9 weeks old at the time of the disaster. An acclaimed and popular retrospect of the work of performance artist Marina Abramovic, The Artist is Present, closes at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, and the retrospective best-known component, Abrammatic, sits silently and still, looking at an audience member sitting across from her.